Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen, man, if you went to high school in the 80s, these things were the hottest thing on the planet. Bon Jovi singing, you know. Who else? Poison, Motley Crue, the whole 80s kind of hair band thing going on. And these were just fabulous cars. This one here, I love the color. Called Baniff Blue, all right? And the rarity of it is 4-speed. Very rare you find them in 4-speed once you got into the 80s, kind of like Corvettes as well. So many, like 90% were built automatic. To find a 4-speed car is nice. The Snowflake wheels, this is just, it's got some great features. So let's take a walk around. I want to show you some of the stuff. So the car's been repainted, all right? It's original color, fresh decal set, all right? With the callouts on the engine scoop there. And check out this, man. Look how clear you can read all of that. Come on up here and read that. Right in here, you can read everything where it says matching numbers, 5-liter V8, and all of that stuff that you can see. You want to be able to see that when you're buying a car, okay? Somebody needs to show you that. You're online looking at vehicles and things like that. Why is there not a video with every ad? Why do the people not own their cars? Why do dealers consign all of their cars? Well, if they consign their cars, are they really putting the money into them? Probably not. It's very much like when you go to an auction. People think, oh man, I just bought a car at the Barrett-Jackson auction. Well, what you really did was you bought it out of a guy's driveway. You didn't even have it checked over. No one's even looked at the car yet, right? Okay? But Barrett-Jackson was the car salesman, which I am as well, all right? But the difference is I've gone through these cars front to back. You get a nice set of receipts with the car. They don't offer a 1-year warranty. I offer a 1-year warranty. Do they offer shipping? No. I offer free and closed door-to-door shipping with these cars on the offered prices. So you're getting a lot of value here that the auctions just don't give you, not to mention the fees and those kinds of things. So let's keep walking around. So we got the callouts here, all right? The Snowflake wheels, BF Goodrich radial TAs, you gotta have those wheels, man. They're the best. I don't know why. The wheels and tires combination, sorry. I just think the 15x8s with the lip on them. So you can always tell easily a 15x8 versus a 15x7. They just, the wheels look terrible on the car, it doesn't make it look muscular. And you want it with all the scoops, spoilers and things like that, you want it to have a really muscular kind of stance, all right? So circa 1980s, some great style here. Blacked out moldings, rear defroster in there, a part of the body kit here, that and the spoiler. Then they blacked out the tail panel back here, all right? You got the nice dark blue callouts in here. This is a great looking car. I have to tell you that the colors look striking in person, all right? So let's see. Part of, you know, buying a collector car is, like, what does the detail look like? So let's check out the detail for a second. You've seen some pictures. Now let's go ahead and check out the video, all right? All right, so this is kind of cool here. Look at that. The inflatable spare is still in the trunk there. Got the correct carpeting in it, which is nice and new, all right? The trunk light even works. You say, well, Tom, what's the big deal about the trunk light? All you gotta do is put a bulb in it. Yeah, whatever. 30 years later, so many people's hands have been in the wiring and things like that. No, that's not really how this works. It's quite a task sometimes just to get little lighting working and getting it to work the way it used to be back in the day, all right? So those little things like that, don't dismiss them as being kind of nice to have. Okay, let's take a peek under the hood for a minute. All right, so this is kind of nice too, because what you have in here is the original high output V8. This car has air conditioning, all right? It has power disc brakes. It has power steering. You know, well, Tom, why do you keep saying all those things? Well, because a lot of cars over the 70s and even into the early 80s didn't have those kinds of things. That, believe it or not, it took a while for everything to become standard like you're driving in today's car. Not every car had power steering, power disc brakes, those kinds of things. The air conditioning is really nice to have, and to find a car with air conditioning, matching numbers engine, and a 4-speed makes it even a better experience. So anyway, nicely detailed in here, fresh battery. We detailed the engine compartment, all right, and it looks really nice. So I think that the good news is you could go to a car show if you wanted to, or if you wanted to just drive it and just hang out and make the rumble sound and chirp the tires, you can do that too. All right, so that shaker hood right there, believe it or not, is bolted to the engine, and so that's why it's called the shaker, because it idles with the engine and shakes with the engine like it's supposed to, and makes it give it that really performance kind of look to it. All right, so let's sit inside your new Trans Am. Oh, Mr. Smarty Pants got some of that Trans Am. I couldn't afford a Trans Am back in the day. That's why I keep 4 or 5 of them here all the time, so I can drive them and make myself feel a little bit better. I'm still in therapy and stuff like that, but you know, pretty soon I'll be out of it. All right, so some other things that you should be looking at when you're looking at a restoration, like how nice is the interior? So the interior has been redone in this car, cool, check. Engine compartments detailed, check. New paint and body, check, all right? Little stuff like lighting. You say, well, what's the big deal about lighting? Well, the big deal about lighting is to get these things like footwell lighting, trunk lighting, stuff like that to work after 30 years can take a lot of effort. So if they've put the effort into that, then maybe they put some effort into some other things. For instance, the lighting still works here, okay? One nice feature you should always be looking for on these cars is if the transmission, right, the anti-theft is still in place. You can't take it out of reverse. It's also the only way you can get the keys out. So if you had this in first gear right here and I wanted to go take the keys out, it won't let me do that. I have to put it in reverse and then, so the reverse lockout is still working. Dome light's working like it's supposed to be. We do have a new lens for it. And I don't know if it was here yet or not, but maybe it is, I don't know. So another nice feature option-wise is power windows, okay? And we talked about the air conditioning, we talked about power steering and brakes. Little stuff like the lights work. So for instance, this has full gauges, okay? But it also is showing right now that the choke. So what that means is when the car was cold, the choke would stay on, the light would stay on, and then once that went away, then you could give it like full power and know that you could burn up the tires. That is a pretty cool feature when you think about it, and the fact that it's still working 30 years later is a lot. You know, one other way to tell a restoration, we talked about the dome, the interior lights, the trunk light, the reverse lockout, right? And then this, the key and buzzer. Another thing that says, hey, you know, somebody spent a little time putting this together and making for a pretty nice car. These cars still make a great rumble and plenty of power. Check it out. All right, so we closed up this video. Great color car, 4-speed, air conditioned, power windows, right? Great looking Trans Am with the snowflakes and what have you. Dude, let me tell you something, man. These are the cars that continue to go up in value each and every year. You know, when these cars were, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10,000, you know, all the way up to even a little bit more than a Corvette was when the 10th anniversary cars came out. They now are selling for that, if not 2, 3, and 4 times that amount. Some are selling for 10 times that amount depending on the mileage on the car, which is pretty cool when you think about it. How much fun it would be to own a car, drive it, and then be an investment as well. Anyway, if you can find a way to get a really cool TA 4-speed in your life, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about it.